Jason and Alicia here with you. Much quieter to start the day. This time yesterday it was raining outside, the wind was going, it was a bit crazy out there.
Yeah, the fair had to postpone opening for a few hours, John, to clean up. This morning, though, things should open at 7 o'clock.
You just never know what you're going to get at fair time. Heat, humidity, cool, storms. It was crazy yesterday morning. Now this morning we get left with some fog, but that has developed down to the south. It doesn't look like it's really coming into the cities. We got just enough cloud cover to hold us away from the fog, but if you're in Mankato, you guys are going to have a little bit of a slow go if you're leaving the Mankato area. You can see it's from that little bit of cooling down there, and of course the valley in the Minnesota River, that's also going to suck in some fog. 64 degrees here in the metro for a temp, and today with some morning clouds, it's going to be a really nice morning. If you're coming to the barn, 69 degrees at that time. As we go into the afternoon, we'll go into the upper 70s. What a great day. Once we get that sunshine today, it's going to be a perfect one. We'll track rain chances tomorrow in your forecast. CC.
Hey, yeah, a much better drive out on the road this morning as of 6:02. I'm glad you can have a safer and less hectic commute to work this morning. There were a few things that I was keeping my eye on. The debris on the road in Edina on 62. Also reports of debris on the road 94 westbound, not too far from Afton. Good morning if you're waking up there. Also getting reports of someone walking on the highway 394 eastbound, but a trooper was able to pick that person up. So if you're headed into downtown Minneapolis, you should be a-okay. Otherwise, things looking great outside of those things. Of course, I'm going to keep talking about road projects all morning. When I see you next, we're going to go down to Shakopee on 169. Alicia.
CC, thank you for a second morning in a row. Tens of thousands of people are waking up without power more than 24 hours after storms hit the metro.
And we're now learning it could take a while before lights come back on. Michelle Beck is live in St. Paul right now. And Michelle, not only do some people not have power, but they're also dealing with those trees out there and waiting for crews to clean them up.
Yeah, that's correct, Jason. Alicia, good morning to you. Now, we were moving locations. We were driving on Wall Street here in St. Paul. Unfortunately, we were cut short. This is why. I've personally never seen such a big tree topple over into a blockade as big as this one. But you can see from the top of the tree down. Well, I'll meet you over here at the root of the tree. But here in 24 hours ago, this is what happened. Outages affecting thousands of people in the area. Those outages starting again 24 hours ago. And unfortunately, timing wise, it's not expected to be over until tomorrow at noon. That's according to the outage map by Xcel Energy. Take a look at the trunk of the tree here. Just you can see the roots totally exposed here. And if you look a little farther, I don't know if you can see because daylight isn't up just yet, but this is yet another tree behind it at this intersection. So not just the single tree, but two of them. And so if you run into situations like this and you live here in St. Paul, you're asked to call the forestry department. You can call or email them, but really we can imagine a lot of frustrated customers because again, 24 hours, more than 24 hours that these blockades have been in place. Also more than 24 hours that those outages have been in place too. So frustrating for sure. Jason, Alicia.
Crazy images there. All right, Michelle Beck reporting live for us. Thank you. Now take a look at this. Cleanup is going to take a few days in the Waseca and Isanti counties. You can see plenty of downed trees landing on houses there and cars.
This house here, we had more than 4 holes in the house, and then the tree is stuck in the side of the house.
This is Mom's bedroom right here, and this is where it went right through the roof.
Folks unfortunately have to spend Labor Day weekend cleaning up. Emergency responders tell us that they got more than 100 calls for help.
And this morning, things are cleaned up at the state fairgrounds after opening late yesterday morning to assess the storm damage there. The gates were closed an extra 2 hours, and the line stretched down the street for people waiting to get in. One employee was hurt from a falling tree limb. The wind knocked down trees and damaged several booths at the fair. Several rides were also shut down for a few hours, so ride inspectors could give each one the all clear. And the weather right now having a big impact on attendance, including Monday's intense, crazy heat. Just over 80,000 people went. That's the lowest they've seen there in decades. So we'll know yesterday's numbers by this afternoon.
6:05 here on your Wednesday. We are less than a week away from the start of school for most students in the Twin Cities metro, but new health data shows many kids are falling behind on their vaccines as COVID and measles cases are spiking. Audrey Russo has been digging into the numbers. She's at East Lake Street in Minneapolis, where a vaccine clinic is happening here in a matter of hours. Hey, Audrey.
Good morning, Jason and Alicia. Yeah, that's right. The vaccine clinic behind me is going to be at the Career Force building. It's going to be held from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, and it's run by the Minneapolis Health Department. At it, you'll be able to get your kid caught up on the MMR vaccine. That stands for measles, mumps, and rubella. And city health officials are particularly concerned about the measles aspect. They say right now there are 36 reported cases of measles in the city. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually the most we've had since 2017. And these cases could not come at a worse time. That's because Minneapolis health officials also say that 40% of kids are behind on their childhood vaccines. So a lot of low immunity, really potential to get this contagious disease. Take a listen to what one pediatrician had to say.
When there is someone who is positive for measles, it can spread to as many as 10 to 14 people, even an hour or so later after that person has left the room. And so measles really doesn't have any boundaries.
Now, when it comes to this clinic today, if you're underinsured or uninsured, don't worry, you can still get your kid vaccinated here. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll have more on the clinic, plus more on the COVID-19 booster. It's the one for the latest variant that they're going to be offering. Again, I'll have more on that in 30 minutes, but for now, I'll send things back to you.
All right, Audrey Russo reporting live for us. Thank you. Right now, residents in St. Paul's Lowry apartment building are living in limbo. They're waiting to find out if they have to move as a legal battle over their building heads to court in less than 4 hours. At the hearing, Mayor Melvin Carter will ask a judge to put the building into emergency receivership. This would allow an outside party to come in and fix the building, which has dozens of code violations, including a broken elevator.
A day before I went in for my C-section because my apartment got flooded out and I was slipping and falling pregnant, and I've been slipping and falling after I had a C-section on these stairs.
Residents also say squatters have taken over parts of the building and trashed it. Cleaning crews will be working inside the building this morning. The company who owns the Lowry, Madison Equities, got behind on the mortgage, prompting the lender to seek foreclosure. Their attorneys blame tenants for damages and downtown crime in St. Paul.
We're tracking fallout this morning, 24 hours after a very heated emergency session called by the U of M Board of Regents. Students shouted in protest as the board announced it will not divest from companies supporting Israel and will stay neutral. That decision stems from on-campus protests last spring. The board reiterated its decisions were based solely on financial criteria. The U's president also shared they will respond to civic disobedience with education, including having university officials engage with protest groups before U of M police.